Hello, welcome to Falling Star Tarot. Today I'm going to do a VR to Patsy's Mystical Musings, my top 5 hashtag hug decks. These are decks that just make you feel good, not judged. You get your wisdom and your message, but without all the harshness and scariness. Like, I don't really think that the tarot's that scary anyways, but every once in a while you just want something that kind of embraces you, and these are it for me. The first one's one of the first decks I worked with other than Rider-Waite, and I just love it. It's called the Morgan's Tarot. 88 cards, and it's like you can color them in yourself if you like. I like them just like they are. They all have some pretty deep meanings, but they're also very hippie-ish. Like it's alright, you're alright, I'm alright. There's really no you or I. We're all just connected and we are coming together. Love, you are our God. Far out. And the book does explain the meanings. There are no mistakes. I always thought it was funny. Heavy, eternal bliss. Baba, which also means divine or God. But yeah, it's very hippie-ish. Flower power. I always get a pretty good message out of it. It tells me what I need to know. And sometimes it tells me there's not so much to worry about. There's a new one that's similar that I've looked at, but I don't know if I need one. I have my second. I did a flip through of already are the healing cards. These are just so happy and sweet. Wander where there is no path. I can pull one out and get a way to make my day a little better. They look like tarot cards to me, some of them. But there's always a good message in them, and kind of keeps you in mind what you need to do to be healthy and be strong and on the right track in your day. I think these might be out of print, I don't know. I love cards like this. Third go-to, well-being. I don't know much about these other than they're really pretty. That's kind of the same thing. You flip it over and there's a message on the back. You don't have to learn too much. Art is just so great. And it all coincides, and I love using these ones in readings. Always seems like it tells you you're at one with everything and you're going to be just fine. Oh, and I edged these too. I recommend, although I've got to redo them, I recommend using some sort of metallic to edge. These are something I turn to quite a bit. If you don't have a little flip book, they're pretty inexpensive. I did blue edging and that looks alright. I could have done a darker blue. These are the Sweet Dreams. I like intention cards. I just like pulling one out and going, this is what I should focus on today. They seem pretty in line with the tarot too. Just the major arcana, but if you look at the meanings, it seems very much like tarot meanings. But it's kind of cool just to pull one out and focus on it. They say before you go to bed. Sometimes I do it at the beginning of my day. And it just gives you something for the whole day to look at and or think about. Put your energy into that instead of any disappointments or fears or darker thoughts. My favorite hug deck, which makes me feel super happy, and I'm not sure what you're going to think of this. It's really not a deck. It's half of the Bibliophilia postcard set. And I took this little tool, Memory Keepers, and I think I used the medium. Maybe it was a small one so I could preserve the edges. And I went through and I trimmed all the sharp edges so they aren't square. Oops. That's almost like a card deck. A super big card deck now. I think I used these in a reading already. And I love them. They're literary quotes. This one's William Shakespeare. That looks like the Fool card to me. I might do a reading on these. That reminds me of the moon. Of course, another one does too. This could be the road, the sun. I don't know if this would be the tower, but that's one of my favorite quotes. Joseph Conrad, we live in the flicker. You think about something like this, it's kind of hard to have a bad day because you just want to do what's best for yourself and enjoy what you can. Edgar Allan Poe. I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity. Yup. I think he was my soulmate, by the way. This one could be a moon. I'm not really sure. But they look like tarot cards to me. Maybe you see it too in some of them. But I'm seriously thinking about doing a reading with them. Because I can pull one out and go, oh yeah, I needed that today. They all apply to pretty much everything. Yeah, those are my recommendations. You can find a lot of different decks like this. They're just feel-good decks anymore. And everyone kind of needs that. Let's do a little sample reading with just these decks and see what happens. So right off the bat, I'm seeing that the world is reflective. We may need to remember that everything here is kind of a reflection of our perspective. It will not be in your world if you cannot see it being in your world. If you have your sight set on something, you're more likely to see it. And whatever you put out there is also going to come right back to you too. It's kind of like what's below your surface is going to be outside, and sometimes what's outside does affect what's below our surfaces. But the hand, that could be an offer, or you could maybe need to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask somebody for a hand or lend a hand, since the world is going to reciprocate what you do. And we've got hope is nature's way of enabling us to survive so that we can discover nature itself. For this day, acknowledge the restoring power of hope. Direct that power to bless all that needs healing in your life, including your negative attitudes and disappointments. It kind of goes with the as above, so below. That reminds me of the Star card. Like, if you heal what's inside of you, you might heal everything that's outside of you too. To be sure of the road, close your eyes and walk in the dark. Spiritually closing your eyes permits the divine to enact the most wonderful guidance in your life. If you think, open the new road to me today and expect the unexpected, when it appears, accept the gift. So that could very well be that you need to be receptive to actually have stuff come into your life. Very much like what we were talking about. I practice the science of deliberate creation. Giving thought to anything is creation. Giving deliberate thought to anything is deliberate creation. Wow, that really, it's like I'm just clarifying that original card. Whatever you have inside of you is going to come into being as much as it can. I mean, if you just imagine yourself a millionaire, you might not wake up a millionaire, but you get a little bit closer to it. If you imagine yourself in dire circumstances, you might find yourself very much in that. We're all guilty of over-dramatizing. Not to say that you shouldn't be safe in your life. but you should open your hands to receiving that safety. Here we go. I am not here to fix anything. I am here for fun. You are not here to fix anything because nothing is broken, but everything is continually changing and expanding. Release your struggle and seek joy and fun, and in doing so you are aligned with the fantastic expanding rhythm of the universe. That is probably what the hand is trying to tell us. That is like a contractual, like a promise with that ring. It's like you have the promise that the universe and everything is here to support you enjoying your life and your being. Maybe there's something that you've been clinging to that you need to release. You need to get it out of your hand. Let's see. Nurture. I open my arms and wrap around those that need nurturing, starting with myself. Wow. Wow. That's very powerful, and that's exactly what you need to do when you start receiving this love and the things that you've been meaning to attract into your life. You're going to find that you have enough to give to others. Maybe you do need to lend that helping hand. Maybe there's someone near you that needs something and only you can provide it, and you've been holding on to past or fear or regret, misgivings that will keep you from sharing your special gift with them. Also, beauty is truth, truth beauty. John Keats. So very much that reflective nature of things. We're just covering everything up now. Maybe you need to be honest with yourself about what it is that you've been hanging on to, and your own perspective, your perception, and understanding of this world. If you can see the beauty in it, then perhaps you finally have seen the truth. And sharing that truth is just going to multiply all the beauty in your life. This is why I love these decks. They deal with the abstract, the larger ideas, the big picture. You step back and see how really, truly, there's just all these gifts being offered to you. There's so much to give in this world. I can see with the butterfly that we have not just like a rebirth and transformation, but like a fascination with things. The bird is not just freedom, but the nurturing. I think that's cute that the eggs came up and then the nurture comes up. Like, you are free to start whatever you want to start and put your energy into it. Give it the life-sustaining abilities. Give it the things it needs to grow. I think it's saying not to be skeptical. That even the smallest spark of hope and the tiniest light has its truth and its value. Alright, I'm going to end this here because I didn't want to make it super long. You guys have a great time. I hope you have a couple hug decks. If you don't, go out and get one of these. Subscribe to my channel so you can catch me again. I hope you do your own hug decks VR. I'd love to see the decks that make you feel happy. Be sure to hashtag hugdecks so we all can watch them. I'm going to leave a link below for the original post. Check out the links below. Comment. Let me know what you think of the decks. Let me know if any of this resonated with you. Have a wonderful day. Big hugs to everyone. Have fun.